I've recently had a conversation around evictions, more particularly if you are wholesaling a deal, that is, sourcing a deal to a property investor. What should you do as a wholesaler in this perspective? And I always find that it's one of two things that you can do. And if you stay until the end of this video, you will learn these two different scenarios and what it is that you can do as a wholesaler to safeguard that particular investor or future landlord. Welcome to my channel. My name is Genevieve Stafford Jack. If you are new here, I'd love to welcome you. Hit the subscribe button, the bell notification so that you are notified every time I upload a video. And if you are returning, I trust that you've already done that and you are in for another treat. So all things about sourcing and wholesaling is what I've been delving into for my last few videos, because a lot of my questions that do come through is all around sourcing and what should you be doing as a wholesaler / sourcing agent. So here's the one example, right? You could get there and the people are illegal staying in that particular property. However, there are some people that will not even let you in. So you don't even know if it's a good deal or not. I've been faced with that circumstance a number of times. And I must admit, I just took the easy way and I decided to deal with tenants that today will open and tomorrow won't open. What happens each time I come here, whether I come here with an investor, whether I come here with a contractor to give me a quote, I'm not looking for that type of hassle. So in my opinion, my experience, I walk me away from such situations. Now, the second thing is, what if you get there, you view the property, you do all your due diligence, right? And you establish this is in fact a deal. You have gone as far as putting everything down in a proposal and you are ready to sell this deal. And then the real estate agent asks you, are you going to sign? Are you going to make an offer with all your negotiations that you do? Boom, you make an offer. What I then do in this circumstance, there is a section on the offer to purchase called suspensive conditions. Now, some of them are called other conditions, special conditions, but the bottom line is, it is in the document, towards the bottom of the document, a couple of lines that are blank that you can put in your conditions of purchasing this property. Now you're going to be thinking like the investor that would be buying this property. Yes, you'll put in the standard sourcing suspensive conditions that it's up to your business partner approval, your due diligence time, etc. But what you're also going to add in, this is the biggest lesson I have found. What you're also going to add in is that the seller needs to ensure vacant occupancy. When this particular property is registered on the new person's name, the buyer's name, the seller needs to ensure that their tenants have moved from the property. And then I like to go in a little bit thick. Some people are like, no, Jen, you're extreme. But I like to do this. The next suspensive condition, I say, failing which, that the seller will be the one that is liable for eviction costs for evicting this particular tenant in this particular property, and for the duration of time that this tenant is actually in the property, that the seller is the one that is going to pay what we will call holding costs, which is your utilities and wada, everything that has to do between the tenant and the landlord. And the reason I say that, right, is that you will find circumstances where some people, they are trying to get out of the hot soup themselves, right? And they're going to throw this hot pot over the fence. Which side of the hot pot do you want to be in? To some sellers, they would say, oh, but that is so wada, and they'll have their own opinion of what you should be doing. But as a future buyer, think about this. You are the one that is buying this property. How much trouble do you want to be in None, of course. That was a stupid question, right? No, you don't want to be in trouble. So therefore, you want to safeguard yourself. More so, when you are a wholesaler, that investor will remember you. Yeah, Jen sold me a deal. It looked good. The numbers, everything was sharp. But the gray hair that I got dealing with this tenant, it wasn't worth it. Do you want to be that wholesaler? Do you want to be on that side of a property investor? Methinks not. So here's a heads up to those that are signing offer to purchase. Understand what is happening in the property, right? Understand what clauses can you put in place when you are standing instead and you've got a relationship with a property investor and you want things on lockdown. Well, not that lockdown, but you know what I mean, on lockdown. What do you need to have in place? That's what I put in place from an evictions point of view. I also have a number of other suspensive conditions. If there's a business that comes into this property, like student accommodation, I want to see the books of that particular business. I want to see quite a few things that is business orientated, right? Because all I'm doing is showing my investor, my future investor, Shem, me and you, I've got your back as far as I can. Maybe the things that I've got in place could trigger you somewhere along the line. What do you think? That is how I suggest you safeguard yourself. Firstly, safeguard your property investor so that they know when they're getting into a deal that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted as far as possible. Yes, there may be some strange thing that you may not have accounted for. However, account for the things that seem obvious right away. If you are interested in anything to do with property wholesaling, one of my suggestions is you start up here in the playlist that I will stick up here at the end of this video so that you can actually get to the understanding of what property investing is about. I did a 4-part series right here on YouTube for free at the end of March so that people like yourself that are interested in wholesaling/sourcing, you'll be able to go there and say, is my foundation in place? Does it look like I could be going somewhere? So I trust that that is good for you. Will I see you in the playlist here? And if you've seen that playlist, continue on my channel and look out for other awesome wholesaling videos.